The Grand Council chamber of the Galactic Federation stretched across 3 kilometers of polished obsidian, its crystalline dome reflecting the light of a dozen suns. Representatives from 47 species filled the amphitheater-style seating, their varied forms creating a tapestry of evolution's endless creativity. At the center stood Ambassador Sarah Chen, her simple black diplomatic uniform a stark contrast to the elaborate ceremonial garments surrounding her. The human delegation requests immediate cessation of all territorial expansion into the Outer Rim, Chen announced, her voice carrying clearly through the chamber's acoustic design. Furthermore, we demand the withdrawal of all Federation forces from the 12 contested systems within 30 standard days. The chamber erupted in what could only be described as laughter, though the sounds varied dramatically across species. The Veltar clicked their mandibles in rapid succession, while the gaseous Nephilim created harmonic resonances that vibrated through the floor. Chancellor Zexthal, a towering Dominion reptilian, rose from his golden throne, his scaled face contorted in amusement. Demands? His voice boomed through the translation matrix. The humans speak of demands? You represent a species barely 3 centuries out of their gravity well, controlling a mere 15 systems. We are 47 civilizations strong, with dominion over 3 spiral arms. More laughter rippled through the chamber. The aquatic Murlash created bubbling sounds in their environmental suits, while the insectoid Kretek produced chittering, noises that sounded like breaking glass. Chen remained motionless, her dark eyes scanning the assembly with calculated patience. Your answer is no, then? She asked simply. Child species, wheezed Ambassador Threnix of the ancient ethereals, his wispy form barely visible within his containment field. We were exploring these stars when your world was still cooling. You offer nothing we cannot take, possess nothing we cannot claim. Return to your small corner of space and be grateful we permit your existence. Chen nodded once. Then we understand each other perfectly. She tapped her wrist communicator. Ambassador Chen to Fleet Command. Execute Protocol 7. The Galactic Council had made several critical miscalculations about humanity. The first was assuming that human diplomatic missions operated like their own, elaborate affairs with months of preparation, formal declarations, and ceremonial posturing. They didn't understand that humans had learned to plan for failure, to prepare for the moment when talking stopped and action began. The second miscalculation was about human technology. For 3 centuries, humanity had traded with the galaxy's civilizations, but they had never shown their full hand. The Federation saw human ships as crude, functional vessels, effective, enough for a young species but hardly threatening to civilizations that had mastered faster-than-light travel millennia ago. They had observed human weapons in small conflicts and deemed them adequate but unremarkable. The third and most fatal error was underestimating human psychology. The galaxy's elder species had grown comfortable in their power, accustomed to younger races bowing before their technological and numerical superiority. They expected protests, perhaps minor conflicts, but ultimately submission. They didn't comprehend a species that would look at impossible odds and say, "Watch this." Admiral Marcus Rivera stood on the bridge of the UES Defiance, humanity's first dreadnought-class vessel. Unlike the elegant curves and gleaming metals favored by most galactic civilizations, human warships were angular, functional things, all armor plating and weapon emplacements. The Defiance was 3 kilometers of concentrated human engineering, bristling with weapons that no other species had ever seen deployed. "Admiral, we're receiving the execution order," reported Commander Walsh from the communications station. Rivera nodded grimly. "Signal the fleet. All ships, activate stealth. Systems and proceed to designated targets. Operation Clean Slate is now active." Across the galaxy, 43 human vessels dropped their masking fields and revealed themselves in positions that should have been impossible to reach undetected. They hung in space around major Federation military installations, trade hubs, and manufacturing centers, not to mention directly above the homeworlds of the 12 most vocal council members. The stealth technology was humanity's first surprise. While other species had developed various forms of cloaking, human stealth was different. Rather than bending light or manipulating energy signatures, human ships could phase slightly out of normal space-time, becoming effectively invisible and intangible to conventional sensors. It was a breakthrough born from humanity's unique approach to quantum mechanics, treating it not as a mysterious force to be gradually understood, but as a tool to be immediately exploited. The second surprise was human weaponry. The galaxy had grown accustomed to energy weapons: lasers, plasma cannons, particle beams. These were clean, efficient, and fit the aesthetic sensibilities of advanced civilizations. Humans, however, had never stopped improving kinetic weapons. The Defiance's main gun fired projectiles at a significant percentage of light speed, each round containing enough kinetic energy to crack a planet's crust. But the real terror was humanity's third innovation: relativistic kill vehicles. Unmanned, projectiles accelerated to near light speed and aimed with perfect precision. By the time sensors detected them, they had already arrived. The laws of physics made them unstoppable, and their impact was measured not in megatons but in the complete conversion of matter to energy. "Sir, we have confirmed locks on all priority targets," reported the weapons officer. "Awaiting your order." Rivera opened a channel to the Galactic Council. "Chancellor Zexthul, this is Admiral Rivera of the Human Defense Fleet. You have 30 seconds to reconsider Ambassador Chen's terms. After that, we demonstrate why negotiation is preferable to conquest." The channel crackled with alien voices. Confusion, disbelief, and rapidly growing panic. Some demanded to know how human ships had penetrated their defenses. Others called it an elaborate bluff. Chancellor Zexthul's voice cut through the chaos. "You would not dare. The combined might of the Federation will crush your pathetic species." 20 seconds, Rivera announced calmly. That's when the galaxy learned humanity's most dangerous characteristic. They meant what they said. The first strike hit the Dominion's primary fleet yards at Kexhole Prime. The relativistic projectile struck the massive orbital construction facility with the force of a small star going supernova. The installation, along with 6 completed dreadnoughts and 37 ships under construction, simply ceased to exist. The explosion was visible from the planet's surface as a new sun that bloomed and faded in less than a minute. Similar strikes occurred simultaneously across 12 systems. Military installations, shipyards, and strategic resources vanished in brief moments of devastating physics. No shields could stop them. No point defense could intercept them. No amount of armor could absorb them. The attacks were surgical but absolute, each target completely obliterated while surrounding areas remained untouched. The message was clear. Humanity could reach anywhere in Federation space, and their weapons could destroy anything they chose to target. In the council chamber, silence had replaced laughter. Chen still stood at the center, unmoved by the chaos erupting around her as reports flooded in from across the galaxy. "Our demands remain the same," she said quietly, her voice somehow carrying over the pandemonium. "Withdrawal from the contested systems within 30 days. This was your warning strike. The next will target homeworlds." The galaxy had discovered that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology, their stealth capabilities, or their devastating weapons. It was their absolute willingness to use them. While other species saw war as a last resort, humans had learned to treat it as simply another form of negotiation, one with higher stakes and more permanent results. The Council's laughter had stopped, but humanity's demands remained unchanged. The 47 civilizations of the Galactic Federation found themselves facing a choice: negotiate with the species they had dismissed, or discover just how far human determination could push the boundaries of physics and warfare. The age of casual galactic dominance was over. The age of humanity had begun.